Welcome to TMC's Roadshow. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching. We're in San Jose this week. On our program is Sonal Puri. She is the VP of Marketing and Sales at Aryaka. Sonal, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Thank you, Rich. Doing good. How are you doing?
Good. So refresh our memory for those people that are new to your company as to what you do. I know there's lots of exciting news, but I figured we start at the top.
Definitely. So Aryaka is WAN optimization as a service, and I think we talked about in the previous video as well that we did back at Interop, where we were talking about the product and going out there. But what WAN optimization as a service really is we've built multiple points of presence around the world. And in each one of those points of presence, we've got a multi-tenant stack of all of the WAN optimization functionality you would expect to get for an enterprise. And those locations are connected to each other using dedicated links. So what you get is a global platform of, call it an optimized network, that can take an enterprise from anywhere to anywhere and connect all their global locations, but delivered as a utility. So if you step back and see the market, WAN optimization has traditionally been delivered in the appliance model. And enterprises go out and they acquire appliances, and then to make those appliances really function, they acquire a dedicated private network. So they've basically got two vendors, two cost centers, and one CapEx, one OpEx model, and it's kind of very expensive and complex to get set up. And what we've also noticed is the penetration of that appliance market was so low that there was a huge opportunity, especially in the mid-market, to go out and deliver the same kind of technology, but more in, like I mentioned, a utility model, which was the vision behind the creation of Aryaka. So fast forward on to where we are. The vision is real, and we've got the service. We've got about 60 plus customers, 20 plus countries around the world that are using these, and it's very exciting.
Yeah, that's great. And you got funding recently also, right?
Yeah, so that is the big news. We announced our third round of funding, Series C, yesterday for $25 million.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a very interesting process for us, and I can get into more detail about it, but it's led by Intervest partners. Khalid Nasser has joined the board, and Presidio Ventures is another strategic investor that have come in to support us on the Asia-Pac market and so on. So they're part of Sumitomo Corporation. And we were also joined by our existing investors that have been extremely supportive from day one and continue to be very engaged with the company.
That's great. And so what they're seeing is just a lot of opportunity, it sounds like, the same thing that you just described.
Yeah, so it's not just the immediate term opportunity that they're excited about, but they're excited about the possibilities of what we're building. And in terms of the platform that we've built as a new way to deliver enterprise networks, right now we've got WAN optimization, application acceleration, but the fact that we've got a global platform that allows enterprise networks to be delivered in a different way as a utility model, that is the vision that they find the most exciting. And of course, there's that cloud services access that we're very unique in being able to provide.
So if you're a potential customer out there watching right now, I'm going to just go out on a limb and say that if you're multinational or multi-location, you're obviously a natural candidate.
Absolutely.
But what are some of the reasons that they would want to go with your company versus some of the more, I guess, some of the legacy vendors or some of the vendors that have been in the market for many years providing big iron solutions?
So, multiple reasons. One is obviously the simplicity of what we do. So we are, call it a managed services provider, where you come to us with your problems and we provide the end-to-end solution. So whether it is the application acceleration functionality, or it's the private network, or it's end-to-end visibility, which has been lacking all of these years, both at the network and the application layer. Because we control the network and the application, they kind of come together on our portal as one kind of visibility that people can really use to make business decisions. The other side of it is, typically things that you see in a utility model. So you're building for today. In fact, every customer conversation I have, I encourage them to commit or subscribe for what they're using today, because the ability for them to grow on our network, we've got a customer like InMobi that started at 2 megabits per second, now they're doing half a gig. And it's a phone call away. So why would you build for 3 years into the future when you could build for today and this month, and then next month you could go up and down as needed?
Right.
So it's more of that model that we talk about. One big pain point that we've seen is customers that are in certain geographies like call it China or Brazil or Israel or Australia. For them to get connectivity or get an appliance installed in those regions takes them sometimes a year.
Right.
And I know that sounds, most enterprises are used to that and live with it. But imagine if you could be up and running for your new office, connected and accelerated the next day. Why wouldn't you take that route versus trying to build your own highway system to get to a remote region? So there's that flexibility. And then we've got a 24/7 support. We've got Like I mentioned, the elastic capacity. The level of redundancy that we've built on our core network is more than any enterprise would go out and get for themselves,
right.
barring the Fortune 100, obviously. So just those levels of benefits. Typically, what you see in a utility model versus delivered as an appliance or a point solution. We don't have the need for symmetric deployment. So if you need to access from branch offices to cloud, you just use our optimized network to get there. And so you don't need to install a head-end box. You don't need to have virtual appliance in every cloud facility. You don't need to do all of that. You have private resources, public resources. So pretty much any application, as you go from an enterprise network to the new enterprise network, which is cloud services and data centers and remote locations and offshore development, there's no boundaries.
So what's next for the company? You've got funding, obviously, so you're able to do a lot of things.
Kind of old school, trying to get to cash flow positive, improve customer traction, brand awareness, sales and marketing. So a lot of the traditional stuff that the larger companies like the Ciscos and the Intels have done, and we hope to be that level of company and that sustainable of business over time. So that's what we're focused on, is really cash flow positive, customer satisfaction, and good old stuff.
Great. Good luck, and hopefully we'll continue to see you on the program as you grow.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here.